into 10th place all time, past Ferguson Jenkins with a Rondell White strikeout in the 4th inning. So Randy Johnson, our Hyundai player of the game, and a job well done for the Diamondbacks, who moved to 4 games in front of the Dodgers, pending the outcome of play later on today. We won't get Randy Johnson, but it's always fun to talk to the catcher of Randy Johnson to find out what kind of game he had. And first of all, Damian Miller, let's talk about your game with the bat. Your big blow, that double against Jason Bere. What did you get? What were you looking for?
Well, I was kind of looking for something over the plate. You know, I saw the replay of it when I looked at the TV, and he kind of left it over the plate. They were trying to come in there and left it over the plate. You know, it fell for me. I've been kind of searching for those kind of hits lately, and, you know, fortunately, the bases were loaded, and I got the chance of driving some runs.
Damian, what's it like playing for a manager who caught in the major leagues, and Bob Brenly?
I tell you what, he's about as good as you can get. You know, you'd think that being a former catcher that he'd be on my case all the time about you should be doing this, should be doing that, but he never says a word back there, and it's just it's always encouragement towards me, and makes my job real easy.
Yeah, he knows the trials and tribulations you guys go through there on a daily basis, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And you know, the grind that this long season has for a catcher, he understands it. He's been through it. And to be able to go out there and catch Randy every 5th day, and Kurt and all those guys that we have, it's been real fun so far.
Damian, the thing that impressed me about Randy today is able to throw that breaking ball early in the count just for a strike, and then when he gets to 2 strikes, he's got the filthy one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I get to catch it and not have to go up there and face it hitting wise. And when he gets ahead with his breaking ball, I mean, it makes it that much more difficult for the other team. And today, I thought he had as good a stuff as he had all year. He had a real good fastball, especially later in the game. He was kind of locating a little bit inside, and when he's doing that and throwing that slider down and in with 2 strikes, it's lights out sometimes.
Well, you had a key situation in the 6th inning with 2 men on with Sammy Sosa. Was there any doubt you were just going to throw the fastball to Sosa in that situation?
Well, we threw him a first pitch fastball, and Sammy was a little behind it, and he was throwing at 97 and 98, and I figured, you know, I know last year Randy threw him a 1-2 slider, and Sammy hit it about 500 feet. So I just said, we're just going to come after him right here. You got a good fastball, and, you know, fortunately, that was a huge out.
Damian, we've talked upstairs in the broadcast booth about how odd it looks to see Randy Johnson at 6'10" throwing from the left side, and then 5'8", 5'9" Byung-Hyun Kim from the right side. How big of an adjustment is that for you behind the plate to catch those 2 very different pitchers?
Well, it takes a little adjustment. I've been catching them enough the last 2 or 3 years to you know, get a feel for both of them, and especially for hitting wise, I mean, it's not easy. Somebody pounding on my.
it's just your microphone moving.
Oh, I feel like somebody's pounding on it. But you know, BK came in and got a huge double play from Ron Coomer, and, you know, we got out of that. That was nice.
And last question for you, Damian. You guys have had all kinds of injury problems. Here you are now, 4 games in front of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Still a long way to go, but this really shows a lot about the character and the veteran savvy this ball club has, does it not?
It does. We know we have a mission, and we know what we have to do, and we've been down this road before a couple years ago, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to play the way we are, get huge pitching, and, you know, lucky enough for me today, I got a big hit for us, and, you know, we're just going to keep on pushing.
Well, Damian, we appreciate the visit. Congratulations on a good game. We'll see you guys in August.
All right, sounds good, guys.
Okay,
thanks.
Damian Miller, big star of the game for the Diamondbacks, his 3-run scoring double. All Arizona needed behind Randy Johnson. Jason Bere, the tough luck loser for the Cubs. Greg Swindell picks up his 2nd save, and Dave Otto, the Diamondbacks take 2 out of 3, but it's back home to face the Minnesota Twins. A very good ball club, so better get the offense in gear because they're playing great baseball too.
It doesn't get any easier. The Twins, boy, getting it done with great pitching, along with that offense. They don't hit the ball out of the ballpark, but they put the ball in play and make some things happen on the base pads.
So, Gail and Mike, that's the story here from the desert. We'll get back home to Chicago, and let's take care of those Minnesota Twins starting tomorrow afternoon. For Dave Otto, Chip Carey, let's send it back to Chicago.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Chicago, this is the Taco Bell Chicago Sports Tonight.
All right, thanks, guys. Welcome to the Taco Bell Chicago Cubs postgame show. Mike Bilecki, Gail Fisher here. And first of all, Chip needs to have some hot water with lemon on the plane ride home. No talking for him. He's losing his voice. You might have to do play-by-play tomorrow.
Oh, I'd love that.
But we'll monitor that. Yeah, you can do it. You and Dave Otto. Chip, take care of that voice. All right, a big win for the Diamondbacks today. This is a tough stretch for the Cubs and a tough day against Randy Johnson. I want to ask you about this, Mike. I'm going to work backwards here. Johnson, after 7 innings, threw 111 pitches, and he was rolling. He had 11 strikeouts at that point and came in for the 8th inning and then gives up a walk and a single. Would you have come back in that situation?
Well, I'm sure he wanted to stay in the game, but he had over 120 pitches. A guy that strikes that many guys out, he's a power pitcher. He's going to run his pitch count up. And they've got Kim down there in the bullpen, he's just a ground ball machine. They needed a double play. He came in and got it. Showed him in the dugout where he was a little teed off about coming out of the game, but that's just his competitiveness.
But here you see here, Randy was nails all before that, 11 strikeouts on the day.
Well, you know, that's why he's a double Cy Young Award winner back-to-back. He got himself in a jam in the 6th inning, and he turned the volume up. Not many guys can turn their fastball up from 94 to 97 or 98 miles an hour. But the key about his ball game today is he was pitching a little bit backwards because he was getting his slider over for strike 1, and as a hitter, he's already got you back into a corner right there.
There's his numbers for the day, giving up just 3 walks and 4 hits with those 11 Ks, and his performance today moves him up to 10th place on the strikeout list career, so he moves past Fergie Jenkins now with his performance. All right, we are going to head back out to Arizona and join Chip Caray and Dave Otto. And guys, first of all, Chip, I've already said you need to no more talking. Maybe Dave ought to handle this. You need to drink lots of hot water and lemon on that plane ride home. But before you go, let's talk about the Cubs and what a big stretch this is. Right now in June is always a big month for the Cubs, and now they've lost 2 out of 3 series so far.
Well, thanks, Mom, first of all. No, I'll be okay. I took some antibiotics. This is the same thing I had earlier in the season. It's not as bad, though, so I appreciate your concern, Gail. We'll be ready to go tomorrow. But we knew this month of June was going to be tough, Dave. And the fact is, yes, the Cubs have lost a couple of series, but they've been in every single game with the exception of the one played yesterday here in the Bank One ballpark. And if the Cubs keep fighting back the way they are, sooner or later we'll start to win some of these games in the 9th inning. But the bottom line is we're still 6 games up in the division.
Exactly, 6 games up, and the Cubs are getting it done winning 1-run ball games.
Right.
Now they are 12-5 in 1-run ball games, and that's a big reason. Pitching staff has kept this ball club in a ton of games this year, Gail, and by keeping them in the ball game, all of a sudden you put pressure on the other team, as we saw in this last inning against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You give up 3 runs, guys, over the course of a season on a daily or nightly basis, whatever the case may be, you're going to win many, many more games than you lose. And for those fans who are concerned about the way the Cubs have swung the bat, you have to tip your cap to Randy Johnson. Anytime Randy Johnson takes them out, he makes everybody's bats look anemic. The Cubs had some chances to score today, couldn't get it done until Kim and Johnson were out of the game. And unfortunately, 3 runs was enough for the Arizona team today.
Boy, and sometimes when you face the big boys, and we saw that against St. Louis and Matt Morris, the Cubs had no right in that ball game. Matt Morris had tremendous stuff, and the Cubs eke out a win against him, and they eke out a win against Schilling. Going into this series, you knew you were going to have your hands full with Schilling and Randy Johnson and beer brat sandwich in the middle. It's good at least to get that first one and hopefully take our chances here now with the Minnesota Twins.
Well, we know it's going to be a rough couple of weeks. You've got Arizona here, of course, Minnesota this weekend, then 4 in St. Louis, then back home to face Milwaukee. No matter their record, no matter the situation, those are always wacky games at Wrigley Field. And then we'll take a look at the New York Mets for the first time. Yes, a team that's had some injury problems, a team that has not played nearly as well this year as last year. But if the Cubs can get through this month of June with a respectable record of 500 or better, you've got to figure they're going to be for real and they're going to stay in this race all year long. And it'd be nice to go to St. Louis with a lead greater than 4.
Oh, absolutely. And then you get into July, then you start playing the Pittsburghs again. Those are teams you got to beat. These clubs you want to play at least 500 against, then the other clubs beat up on.
No doubt about it, guys. The Cubs have earned the respect of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They fought back against Curt Schilling, fought back against them today, came up a little short, but still a 500 record against the first-place team in the National League's Western Division, and looking forward to home cooking tomorrow at Wrigley.
Oh.
Chip, I'm going to play Mom once again. Take care of that. We need you tomorrow. No
Okay,
singing on the plane like you normally do.
Believe me, nobody wants me to sing, especially me.
All right, guys, have a good trip
Thanks
back.
a lot. See you
All
soon.
right.
And here's what Chip and Dave are talking about as far as that lead in the NL Central. St. Louis 5.5 games back right now, and the Cubs coming into the stretch with Minnesota before they head down to Busch Stadium in St. Louis next week. Don't go away, folks. We have plenty more to come on this Taco Bell postgame show. We're going to check out all the highlights, and boy, they are good. A one-run ball game today in Arizona. Mike and I will be right back.
It covers the entire upper Midwest. The biggest tent event in Toyota history. Our 4th annual region-wide tent event. We've got you covered with great savings on a huge selection of new Toyotas, including the full-size Tundra. Now get $1,000 cash or 2.9% APR financing for 36 months, 3.9% for 48 months, 4.9% for 60 months, or low lease rates. Get big savings at our 4th annual region-wide tent event. See your Toyota dealer now.
When you run, you run, you run out. When you run, you run, you run out. When you run, when you run, when you run out to Whitehead. When you run out to Whitehead. When you run out of anything, run out to Whitehead. When you run, you run out.
Summertime's looking pretty. Take the train, all around about, in or out of the city. Your destination is upon our route.
Now, through Labor Day, Metra's popular weekend family fares are good on weekdays, too. You'll enjoy the convenience while the kids enjoy the magic of a train ride.
Metra, the way to really fly.
Now at Taco Bell, experience the excitement of the Tomb Raider movie when you play the Tomb Raider Instant Win game. Win instantly or match pictures on game piece triangles and win. The grand prize, you and 3 friends take a private jet on an exotic archaeological adventure. Or win $1 million or one of millions of other great prizes.
Todd, I won!
Tomb Raider. See it in theaters. Play it at the Bell.
Here at Turco Cadillac, we total over 100 years experience. And that means when you buy from Turco Cadillac, you're buying from people who have seen it all and done it all. And we've got thousands of repeat customers to prove it. Come in and save a lot of money and prepare for your most satisfying car buying experience ever. Why do we do so much for our customers? Because we can. See what a championship team could do for you. Turco Cadillac on Route 25, just north of I-90 in Dundee. Chicagoland's gold standard dealership with a heart of gold.
Gifts provided by Lou Malnati's. This year, Lou Malnati's proudly celebrates 30 years of serving Chicagoland. Visit one of our 19 locations and enjoy the world's finest deep dish pizza. You're watching the Taco Bell Chicago Sports Tonight.
The Cubs return to Wrigley Field tomorrow, taking on the Minnesota Twins this weekend, and we've got a Miller Lite pregame party at 2 o'clock at Palmer Place in LaGrange, Illinois. The address on your screen. Our very own Mitch Robinson will be on hand, so join him in all the festivities at the Miller Lite pregame party in LaGrange. All right, the Cubs, so far this season, have yet to make a 9th inning comeback. They came close, making it a one-run ball game, but this was all Randy Johnson from the beginning. Let's take a look at the highlights. Johnson combining with Damian Miller to win this one. First inning now. Miguel Cairo at the plate. He's going to hit the single up the middle. Cairo 3 for 4 on the day.
He's the only guy that figured him out today.
He sure did. Miguel now takes advantage of the big unit's high leg kick. Gets to steal. Runners on first and second. Rondell White, a tough day for him. 0 for 3. His streak comes to an end.
That was that slider down and in we were talking about where he gets all his strikeouts on the right-handed hitters.
Second inning now, D-backs offense. Steve Finley with the single. Junior not going to handle it, so he's going to turn that into 2.
That was just a mistake on being really aggressive. He ran after that ball real hard, and he just overran a little bit.
Damian Miller here with the shot, but EY robs him, and the double play.
I think that happened twice today where we had that line drive double play.
Fourth inning now, Ron Coomer hits into the double play. A couple of strange calls out there.
He was clearly safe there, but you could tell by the angle of the umpire, he couldn't really tell. It happened really fast, but the play was in front of him, and he couldn't really see where he was on the bag. But
well, you can see between Womack and Council, it was mishandled from the beginning. All right, this is going to set up Rondell White swinging or getting hit by the pitch, Mike?
Well, in the rule book, if you are swinging and the ball hits you, then it's a strikeout. And he clearly on some replays, it shows where the bat does cross the plane of the plate. Right here, you can see.
There it is.
That shows you how nasty his slider is.
Umpires were busy today. Still in the fourth now, bases loaded, and there it is. Damian Miller's bases clearing double. 3 runs come around, and that's all Zona was going to need today.
Yeah, he didn't hit that ball well. All he did was beat the defense. The defense was played for him in the alleys, and he put one in the corner. You can't really say anything about that. That was even a good pitch.
6th inning, this is a key at-bat for Sammy Sosa, and he goes down 98 miles per hour on that heat.
Well, the guy, that's why he wins 2 Cy Youngs. He's throwing 94 the whole game. He gets in trouble, and he brings it up to 98.
Johnson got Coomer there to end the inning. 7th inning now, runners on 1st and 2nd, and Matt Stairs goes down.
That looks like one of my swings, right?
Johnson comes out in the 8th inning after walking 1 and giving up a single, and he's not happy about it.
Well, he probably wanted to finish, but he was way up there in his pitch count, and this guy here has been doing the job for him all year.
Byung-Hun Kim comes in and gets Sammy Sosa to fly out with 2 men on. Next batter, Ron Coomer. He's going to ground into the 6-4-3 double play.
He hit that ball hard. He hit it on the nose, but he hit it right to the shortstop.
So Kim ends the Cubs' threat. 9th inning now. In comes the rook, Brett Prinz. And he's going to give it up to Junior, son of Sarge, with the 2-run bomb. Makes it 3-2.
No, it shows the character of the ball club. They're down 3-0. They came back. They came up a little bit short, but you know, coming into tomorrow's ball game, that's good that they were able to come back.
So in comes Greg Swindell to finish it off, and he finishes off Matt Stairs. That's going to do it. Diamondbacks win it 3-2. So Randy Johnson remains perfect against the Cubs. He moves to 9-0 lifetime.
That's amazing. You don't want to see him when a guy's 8-0 going into the game. He has your number. The only way we were going to beat him today is if he was going to walk anybody, and his control was on today.
And it's interesting to go back now and look more closely at that 6th inning where Sammy Sosa was at bat. A key at bat. Johnson had walked someone already, so a runner on base, and in comes Sammy, and it looked to me like he was going all fastballs there.
Well, he had thrown Sammy a bunch of sliders earlier on in the game. He got himself in trouble, and he throws 97, 98, 98, 98, and the last one was out of the zone. You can't catch up to that ball. I mean, especially Sammy has in the back of his mind that he's thrown him sliders throughout the whole ball game. That's why Randy's such a dominant pitcher, because not many guys can throw, say, I'm going to throw this one 98 when you're throwing 94.
And the crowd was going nuts. Of course, the marquee matchup between Randy Johnson and Sammy Sosa. All this overshadowing Jason Bere, who actually pitched a very good outing. And here are his numbers. 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. He struck out 2 and 3 walks. Not a bad outing, but hey, you're going against the big
I thought it was a gutsy outing for him. It's probably one of the best outings he had all year, even though he gave up 3 runs. It was kind of fluky. The one ball that started the inning off was a ball up the middle that EY hit off the heel of his glove. But he pitched a 1 ball game earlier in the year where he went 7 or 8 innings. But this is the one where he pitched all day. He was ahead in the count, and he was pitching in, which we said earlier in the game that he had to. I mean, that he shouldn't be ashamed of that outing, because he was going against probably the best pitcher in the game.
Unfortunately, though, the Cubs have dropped 2 straight series now. They're 2-4 on this road trip, returning to Wrigley this weekend to host the Minnesota Twins. Don't go away, though. Still more to come on this Taco Bell postgame show. We'll take a look at some other action from around the league, including what Barry Bonds is up to. Stay with us.
Looking for the best deal on a new Honda? T98 Rookie of the Year, Kerry Wood.
I feel the need.
3-time Winston Cup champion, Jeff Gordon.
The need for speed.
NASCAR and Indy racing are coming to Chicagoland Speedway. You'll see stars like Jeff Gordon and Alan Jr. at Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. 4 races for 1 low price, starting at a rock-bottom $175. Call Chicagoland Speedway at 815-727-RACE to fulfill your need for speed.
Are you overwhelmed with bills, afraid to answer your phone, credit cards maxed out? Then stop high interest, stop collectors, lawsuits, and foreclosures with one lower payment that you can afford, a Chapter 13 plan. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Let me show you how to pay bills with no interest in one payment you can afford. Listen to my debt relief info tapes now.
1-800-401-4010.
Nothing beats great teamwork.
The Cubs have it. The Sox have it.
And Torco Cadillac has it. With over 100 years' experience, we have mastered the ability to satisfy every customer's needs with this winning formula: World Championship deals. Plus, service and savings far beyond the competition. Give us a test drive now and see what a championship team could do for you. Torco Cadillac on Route 25, just north of I-90 in Dundee. Chicagoland's gold standard dealership with a heart of gold.
When you run, you run, you run out. When you run, you run, you run out. When you run, when you run, when you run out to Whitehead. When you run out to Whitehead. When you run out of anything, run out to Whitehead. When you run out.
Honda of Lisle, the Honda Superstore, knows what you want. Is that all? When would it be convenient? We thought so. That's why Honda of Lisle has the lowest prices every day at Honda of Lisle, the Honda Superstore, just south of I-88 on Route 53 in the Lisle Auto Plaza.
You're watching the Taco Bell Chicago Sports Today.
The Cubs fall to the Diamondbacks today, 3-2, the final from Bank One Ballpark, but plenty of action going on around the league. Let's check in with Mitch Robinson to find out what's happening. Mitch?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what's happening. Everyone waiting for the Cubs to fall, but in the National League East, also waiting for the Phillies to swoon in June, and it has begun. The meltdown underway. Let's go to the highlights. Phillies against Tampa Bay. Oh, they've already lost 2 straight to the D-Rays of all teams. Bottom of the first, Greg Vaughn, the RBI double. Jason Tyner comes around. D-Rays with a 1-0 lead. Still in the bottom of the inning, 2 on. Fred McGriff scored. Damian Rolls and Vaughn on the double. 3-0 Tampa Bay. McGriff would have quite a day. You know, he's looking awful good as a free agent or a trade for anyone in making the push. Top of the third, McGriff on the D. Oh, 3-1, getting Marlon Anderson. He would homer. D-Ray sweep the Phils 6-3. Hey, how about San Francisco going for the sweep against Anaheim? Barry Bonds against reliever Lou Holt. Oh, don't throw that to Barry. His 34th homer in 66 games. McGuire took 75 in 1998 to hit 70. Number 528 in his career. And they do sweep the Angels 10-4 the final. Hey, tonight, 10 o'clock, be sure to be here. The Chicago Sports Report. It's Eric Goodman and myself. We'll have the White Sox-Reds recap, post-game, all the exciting highlights from the Cubs. The U.S. Open where Hale Irwin, the oldest man in the field, has the clubhouse lead at -3. Also, Bulls looking to draft some young kids. We get a good look at what's out there in the upcoming NBA draft. It's all tonight, 10 o'clock on the Chicago Sports Report. Gail, I understand you'll maybe stop by the party tomorrow?
Oh, it's possible, Mitch. Actually, I'm on my way to do Special Olympics, but I want to hear about this party. And you, the marquee man at the party at Palmer Place tomorrow in LaGrange.
Yeah, you know, we will be at LaGrange starting for the pregame show. We'll also be there throughout the Cub game and for the postgame, having some giveaways. And by Lecky, why were you smirking when you heard me working a party? That's all I want to know.
I want to know how much the cover charge is.
For you, too much.
It's got to be high if you're the host of the party. Yeah, thanks for the invite, by the way.
Yeah, we watch for you at the door.
Yeah, well, Mitch, since I can't be there, I'll give you a picture, okay, and you can
I'll autograph
post it. All right. Mitch, big pregame party tomorrow at Palmer Place. A lot of P's in that. Join him at 2 o'clock tomorrow in LaGrange, Illinois. Cubs fall 3-2. We're going to talk about their upcoming series with Minnesota this weekend. Mike and I will be right back.
The Taco Bell Chicago Sports Tonight is brought to you by Taco Bell.
Now at Taco Bell, experience the excitement of the Tomb Raider movie when you play the Tomb Raider Instant Win game. Win instantly or match pictures on game piece triangles and win. And now when you get a new grilled stuffed burrito, you get big, bold, sizzling flavor and another chance to play.
I saw that.
Tomb Raider. See it in theaters. Play it at the Bell.
Order! Did you know they changed the laws on me? I can no longer guarantee you $3,500 for your trade-in.
But what I can do is give you what I believe is more money than anyone else for your trade in the Chicagoland area. And I don't care what price you get from the competition. I will continue to guarantee to beat anybody's deal by $500 on any new Dodge. At Dodge Midlothian at 145th and Cicero in Midlothian.
The law has changed, but not our prices.
Relax, we got supplemental insurance.
What are you talking about?
If we get injured and miss work, we're covered for things like lost pay and other expenses with theft.
With what?
Plus, they pay you cash. Great, huh?
Who does?
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Who says business travel has to cost a lot? Not ATA.
An emergency has been declared for this area. For emergency details, please tune to channel 3.
And done it all. And we've got thousands of repeat customers to prove it. Come in and save a lot of money and prepare for your most satisfying car buying experience ever. Why do we do so much for our customers? Because we can. See what a championship team could do for you. Torco Cadillac on Route 25, just north of I-90 in Dundee. Chicagoland's gold standard dealership with a heart of gold.
The Cubs return to Wrigley tomorrow and host the Minnesota Twins, leading the AL Central. More interleague play. It's going to be a tough one. We've got the first game tomorrow at 2 o'clock, starting with Live from Wrigley, and it's Ferris Bueller Day at Wrigley tomorrow. So that should be interesting. We've got a Miller Lite party, and we've got Ferris Bueller Day tomorrow, Mike.
I'm going to try to get there and get one of those free DVDs.
Jason Bere actually had a Ferris Bueller experience when his car was taken up in Milwaukee. Someone went for a joyride, kind of like in the movie when they did that. Yeah.
I saw that.
So it kind of all fits in, Cubs and Ferris Bueller. It's going to work out nicely. All right, the pitching matchups, I think, this weekend actually favor the Cubs. However, they are facing 4 lefties in a row. They did 2 in Arizona now. J.C. Romero tomorrow is another lefty. He's going to go against Julian Tavares, and Tavares had a nice outing coming off that win against the Sox on Saturday. Romero, on the other hand, Mike, his last time out, no decision. In fact, his last 3 outings haven't really been that good.
Well, Tavares has been pitching very consistent all year. He's kind of been pitching the same as Lieber has, but he's not been getting the decisions. His earned run average is in the mid-3s. He goes out there and he gets you into the 6th and 7th inning. He's got a real good repertoire of pitches, and he just hasn't had any luck. Romero hasn't won since April 29th or something, so he hasn't 2 months since he's had a W. He's a rookie left-hander. We got to get the first 2 guys because they're both young, they're both lefties, because we have Radke and Kerry Wood at the marquee matchup. And those 2 games right there could go either way. But we have to capitalize on the 2 rookie pitchers.
So will we not see Hundley maybe tomorrow or Saturday when you've got the lefties on the mound? You want to try to stack it with righties?
Well, we got to get the lefties out of there, bring the right-handers from the bullpen, and then we can let Todd get out of his slump.
All right, you're going to be there. I have to head out of town for Special Olympics, but join the fun. Megan Mawicki tomorrow live from Wrigley. Mitch at the pregame party at the Palmer House. Palmer Place in LaGrange. For Mike Bilecki, I'm Gail Fisher. See you next time.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me a lot.
Jeffrey Bean sateen dress shirts and neckwear in a palette of shimmering colors. Available at Carson Peary Scott.
The resting crane. The flying dragon.